Hey everyone, I actually decided to do the first episode of my POV for you right now. It's still October 29th. I don't think I'm going to get much done else after this until after the wedding or until the wedding. But anyway, let me talk about something here. Here, we'll get to the green in a minute. But this is the title of this episode. It is a code. It's a very simple code. Feel free to crack it if you will. And put it in the comments if you want. I suggest waiting till the end of the video. I don't want you distracted with this because there's something I need to say here. I am getting tested for aphasia at the end of November. I've noticed my ability to comprehend both written and verbal language has faded. I'm developing problems over the last couple of years. And as a matter of fact, oh, that wind. The reason why I started this channel was to help with the verbal aspects, and I think I've come a long way. And I'm not talking about things like saying like and or stuttering a little bit or just having a brain fart. That happens to all of us. It's deeper than that. My problems would be to the point where I'd start talking about having a conversation, I would stop, lose my train of thought, pick up with something totally different that had nothing to do with anything, but I still thought I was talking about the old thing. That's a problem, all right? And I think I've worked that largely out. And some of my videos I have to correct a lot, and those of you that follow me, you know this. That's because my train of thought or my thought process is kind of clouded, or I'm having a bad day mentally with the potential aphasia. I'm not, until I get medically diagnosed, I'm not going to say that's what I have. That wouldn't be honest of me, all right? But we are language beings. Oh, and by the way, the written part's getting worse. And this other stuff behind me, if I misspell any of it, I apologize. I'm pretty sure this is spelled correctly. And like I said, it's a simple code. But during this process, I've noticed that I've had to work harder to comprehend things as time has gone on. And I've noticed things that seem to be tricks of language, manipulations. And I call stuff like that, the people who do that, the he didn't say that crowd, okay? Those people think that, and this is a dishonest maneuver, think that if someone didn't specifically say or write something, they didn't mean something, all right? And that is dishonest. Language is interpretive. Right? It has context. It does not exist in a vacuum. That makes no sense. I'm going to give you some examples. That's why that green's up there. Oh, and by the way, you're going to hear me say the title of this at least once throughout this. So I will be giving you the spoiler for the decoding in there. Anyway, but I don't need to actually open my mouth or pick up a pen or type into a computer to communicate with you. All right? I am going to show you right now one way to do that. I think most of you know what this means. Some foreign people might not, but North Americans know what this means. I just communicated something to you. I told you to shove it. Did I say shove it? No, I didn't. He didn't say that. That gesture sure indicates that's what I meant. See, this isn't language. Has context, interpretations, and it doesn't need to be verbal. I mean, we've built entire games upon this concept. There's an entire parlor game where people give gestures and you try to figure out their thought process. It's called charades or charades, however you want to pronounce it. So this isn't a new concept. You don't need to specifically say something in order to be implying something else. Here's another example. I'm going to use my mouth this time, but I'm not going to actually tell you. I drive a vehicle, all right? That vehicle is white. It has 4 tires. Upon it sits an engine block. Behind that sits an extended crew cab. Behind that sits a 6.5-foot full-size bed with a top upon it. Did you figure out what I drive? Sure you did. It's a pickup truck. I didn't tell you I drive a pickup truck, but I described one. Now, is it a reasonable conclusion to assume that I drive a pickup truck even though I didn't tell you that? It sure is. There's no reason that you can't think that. All right. I guess I could have been talking about something more obscure or unique or something like that, but chances are I'm not. And I noticed that's a tactic of manipulation. People will sit there and describe something without actually saying what they're talking about, so that their defenders, their fans, can sit there and come back and say, nah, he didn't say that. Yeah, he did say that. Okay? You don't need to say the word to describe the word. All right? Now, sit there and say I start talking about a group of people, sinister, secret group, deep into politics, called the Illuminati, who seek world control. And how they keep this world control is they have a group of people who they pay off or they appoint to favors. And those people that they can't control that way, they assassinate. They remove from the game. Do I have any evidence of this? No. But believe me, okay? Because they're out there. They're world leaders. They could be next door. How many of you are seeing what I'm doing right now? Wait, hold on. Sorry, I apologize for that. I'm spinning, you may have guessed, a conspiracy. I'm not saying the word conspiracy, but I'm sure as hell describing one in great detail. Now, I spew all this stuff and people call me out on it. Who are they? You can't name any of them. You're so knowledgeable in this vast conspiracy, but you can't name a single person. And then my fans come back and say, no, he didn't say conspiracy. He said it was the Illuminati, derp, drool. That's a manipulation tactic. That's a tactic used. Oh man, my train of thought just derailed. Anyway, you get the point. I'm not going to keep going to it because I want to keep these as one take. So, sorry, I derailed. I apologize. I hope I'm still on track. But anyway, my point is this. Language does not occur in a vacuum. Context, there is context. If you repeatedly say something, all right, over and over again, change the words a little or whatever, but the message is the same because language has interpretation and context to it. That's a pattern of behavior. I'm not talking about somebody who gets mad and says something they regret, or the one-off remark, or they're flustered and they just don't want to deal with it. I'm not talking about that. I mean people who consistently pound the same message, even though they may not be using specific words. And we also call that gaslighting and, what's the other word? Dog whistles. Okay? We call those as well. Even though they may not be using specific words, they are implying something. And it is usually pretty obvious to most people. But if they don't actually come out and say it, that leaves the morons to sit there and go, he didn't say that. Well, like I said, there's context, there's implications. I don't even need to open my mouth. I can say something out of my mouth and use my body to say something completely different. As a matter of fact, that's how a lot of people who are POWs will communicate to the outside world. They'll blink or something like that, Morse code. Some stuff will be coming out of their mouth, but it doesn't matter because they're using their eyes. This, too, is a code. All right? It's a very simple code. But this, I don't mean if Ejeo'U would Uibu, even though that's what I said. This means something else. Okay? There is intent within this message. There's a context to it that is not being expressed the way I wrote it. All right? I'm going to cut this off here before it gets too long. I hope all of that made sense. Anyway, if you have any comments or further developments, or if you don't agree with me or something like that, feel free. I'm more than willing to engage and talk. Anyway, I guess that's it. Have a good day.